Hello my friends, it's Gabriel with the Last Huntsman channel here. I'm out in the woods, kind of doing a little patrol and such. Got the handy little carbine, little backpack and a carbine, basic good stuff. So today this is going to be another little Minutemen 101 video, but this is going to be a kind of a two-part video here. And first part is going to be exposing gear junkie elitism, and I think honestly some pretty trashy people. And the other thing is going to be kind of more uplifting note of what you actually need to be a Minuteman. So I was searching on the kind of scrolling through the gram today, and I kept seeing a lot of quote-unquote patriot guys all kind of sharing the same type of stuff, and it was all just kind of spawned from what I could find, this store that sold night vision goggles, okay? And I'll call them out. It was Shopping Cart Authoritarian, which, okay, what the hell kind of name is that? It kind of sounds a little suspicious to me. But, you know, even a lot of quote-unquote patriotic guys were hyping it up. And, okay, don't get me wrong. I'm a gear junkie myself. I like gear. I like testing stuff out. I'm a gear reviewer for crying out loud. That being said, gear is not everything, and it's not even the most important thing, especially for the Minuteman role. We'll come back to that. But this Shopping Cart Authoritarian, now I'm going to be showing some of what they were posting, but honestly, this was like almost beyond gear elitism. This was almost like borderline, I don't know, spook. And also they were promoting, essentially, because we have elite gear and we could afford or have some company give us night vision, that we could essentially be marauders. And they were essentially saying, oh, well, you know, fight against, you know, whatever potential SHTF type of situation that we might have, but we could utilize our gear to oppress other people to help us. And it's kind of like, I'm looking at it and I can't help but see, like, hey, these guys essentially want to raid and pillage like marauders and force people to be their slaves. Like, that's the way I kind of looked at it. And, you know, and these guys are bragging themselves as patriots, and even like one of the things that they were hyping up was like, oh, and you'll give us your crops, and you'll give us your food, and you'll give us this, and you're gonna quarter us. And it's like, that's an oath breaker. You swore an oath to defend the Constitution, but yet you're going to force people to give you quarter? That's violating the Third Amendment. Of course, I don't think they recognize that. But that being said, I'm going to be showing some of these posts that this company has made. And I've seen even other tactical gear elitists promoting this type of stuff. Like, one of them was like the Vin Diesel meme from Chronicles of Riddick, and it's like I'm gonna steal your chicken and your generator, you know, because it's nighttime and you can't see me. It's like, come on, okay, you're not grabbing a chicken or a generator in the middle of the night quietly. There's some obvious suburbanite idiocy going on here. I could really get a good strong sense of suburban urban kind of vibe coming from these type of guys. Like, they're not actually like out in the sticks like I am on a regular basis. But that being said, you know, don't get me wrong, night vision is a great force multiplier. I've used it for 8 years roughly. Like, it's an amazing tool. It's an amazing technology. But saying that you essentially are completely worthless, like saying that 99.9% of guys are completely worthless, is completely idiotic just because of a piece of gear. Is it a force multiplier? Yes. But so is a light on your rifle. So is, a decent chest rig. Everything is a force multiplier. So just obsessing over a piece of gear and going all tactical elitist on it and trying to essentially demotivate your own side. Well, like I said, I think it's kind of borderline spook kind of stuff there. But that's kind of going down the rabbit hole. They're probably keeping numbers and tabs on who's buying from that site, by the way. Just a little side note. Just speculating. I don't know for sure. But that being said, what is the Minuteman, okay? The Minuteman wasn't tactical elitist. The tactical elitist guys were the redcoats. The Minutemen were the average farmers and the average workers that essentially trained to proficiency and utilized what they had. So what I'm essentially saying here is you don't have to have the badass ass, rifle and plate carrier and Molly get-ups. You have to know what you have, utilize it to the best of your ability. And I think there's kind of some other aspects going into here. And so I'm going to say a few things that I think are more important than any kind of gear item that you can have as a Minuteman. Okay? First, being proficient with what you have. All right? Second, being physically fit. If you're physically fit, you're going to do 1,000 times more than anybody else. I don't care what they say. You can have a 400-pound tubby flubby, and he's with night vision and all the latest, greatest gear, and he's not going to even be slightly effective whatsoever. And the third and final thing, and I'm going to say this, is being right with God. There is so many times throughout history that has shown that even the outmanned, outgunned force can prevail because they're morally right, and that ultimately even the enemy recognizes that they are wrong. Okay? The Minutemen of the Revolution was outgunned and outmanned throughout most of that war, of the Revolutionary War. But how did they prevail? Well, ultimately, they were right with God. So let me ask you this, okay? So we have vet bro type of guys that are cheerleading gear junkieism, which, okay, whatever. And they're saying that you are basically completely inefficient or ineffective without certain gear items. But yet, this is coming from guys that served for the Babylonian Sodom and Gomorrah empire that hasn't won a war since World War II. Just food for thought. I'm going to probably burst some bubbles here, right? But, maybe, just maybe, God appreciates some militant farmers with an AK-47 more so than he does Babylon pushing Sodom and Gomorrah, Disney World, pornography, and McDonald's. Just an idea. Whoa. Mind blown, right? All right. But there are more important things than just gear. And, what I like to tell guys that I talk to is, gear-wise, start off with a backpack and a carbine. Backpack and a carbine. And you know what? If you don't have a carbine, then, if you got granddad's 30-30, but your heart and your mind is in the right place, you are the Minuteman. If you know that you're in the image of God and you're willing to serve for what's left of this country, you are the Minuteman. If you got, your dad's deer rifle 30-06, you are the Minuteman. So don't let these tactical elitist guys that probably has all their gear handed to them for sponsorships and such anyways dissuade you. Because honestly, what really matters is your connection to not only God, but to your community and what you're willing to do. And it comes down to it's not so much the size of the man in the fight, but it's the size of the fight in the man. Little side note, I'm going to just kind of show what this guy was promoting here, okay? And so, even in this one particular comment, a guy says, like, hey, you're not going to just steal my stuff just because you're some elitist. And this company is literally promoting killing people for their gear, okay? Or for their resources. The other thing, he writes out this ridiculous list, and in this list he kind of states like how you'll serve me, because we're so patriotic, we're going to oppress you more. Okay, yeah, last thing we need is more tyranny, right? And that's kind of why I kind of speculate on some certain things. But I even made a comment that quickly offended such, patriot guys, that they quickly deleted my comment and blocked me. So check this out too. Another little side note here is, something that I've seen that is quite the downfall of many, and you're kind of seeing it with these really, really arrogant, just ridiculous guys promoting certain gear items, is pride. Now, really think on something. God really, really, really hates pride. Pride is the downfall of a lot of guys. And people and empires as a whole, really, for that matter. So, when guys are kind of disregarding the masses as lessers, then they're really honestly plotting their own downfall. Just a little Minuteman rant talking about tactical gear elitism and what actually matters. So, with all that being said, be prepared, both physically and spiritually. God bless, and carry on.